The sky above the human outpost was burning. Black smoke rose into the red clouds. Explosions shook the ground every second. This place was never meant to be found. It was a small human research base on the edge of deep space, far from Earth, far from help. But the alien empire had found it. Dozens of massive alien warships hovered over the base. Their lights cut through the smoke like blades. Energy weapons fired without mercy. Walls melted, towers fell, and human soldiers ran for their lives. At the center of the broken base stood Captain Ryan Cole, a tired human officer with dust on his face and blood on his armor. He held a broken rifle in his hands. Around him, only a few soldiers were still standing. "Retreat is not possible," his radio said in a weak voice. "All exits are blocked." Ryan looked around. His team was gone. His base was gone. His world was falling apart in front of his eyes. Then the aliens landed. Hundreds of them. Tall, armored, glowing eyes, moving like an unstoppable wall. But the ground suddenly shook harder. The alien army split apart, and something far more terrifying walked forward. The human soldiers froze in fear. She was different, taller than the rest. Her armor was dark red like fresh blood. Her blade burned with strange alien fire. Her eyes glowed like twin stars. She was the alien warrior queen, the most feared fighter in the galaxy, the executioner of entire planets. Aliens bowed as she walked. Humans dropped their weapons in terror. Ryan felt fear in his chest, but he did not run. He could not run. There was nowhere left to go. The queen raised her burning blade, and the slaughter began. She moved like a storm of death. One swing, 3 humans fell. Another step, 5 more died. Bullets hit her armor and vanished. Explosions did nothing to slow her down. Ryan watched his last soldiers fall one by one, until only he remained. His rifle clicked empty. No ammo left. The queen stopped just a few meters in front of him, her blade still dripping with light and blood. Around them lay the silence of death. Only fire and broken metal remained. Ryan dropped his empty weapon, not in fear, but because he knew it was useless. The alien army formed a wide circle around them, waiting for the final strike. The queen lifted her sword slowly, pointed it at his chest. Her eyes searched his face. This was the end. Ryan knew it, but something strange happened. Ryan did not scream. He did not beg. He did not curse her. Instead, he looked straight into her glowing eyes. And in the calmest voice he could find, he said, "You are beautiful." The battlefield went silent. No gun fired. No ship moved. No alien breathed. Even the fires seemed to pause. For the first time in her long life of war, the alien warrior queen froze. Her grip on the sword weakened for half a second, and then something impossible happened. A faint red color spread across her dark blue skin. Her face changed. Confused, embarrassed, almost human, gasps spread through the alien ranks. None had ever seen their queen react this way. Ryan himself was shocked. He had spoken without thinking, a stupid human reflex before death. The queen lowered her blade slightly. Her eyes no longer burned with pure rage. Now, there was something else in them. Confusion, curiosity, and anger mixed with something she did not understand. "Human," she finally spoke. Her voice was deep and powerful. "You mock death." Ryan swallowed. "I only spoke the truth," he said softly. The alien generals shouted in rage. "Kill him now. He is weak. He is nothing." The queen raised one armored hand, and all the aliens fell silent at once. She stared at Ryan for a long moment, as if trying to understand what kind of creature could speak such words at the edge of death. Then she turned her blade, not toward his heart, but toward the ground. "Chain him," she ordered coldly. The aliens hesitated in shock. "No execution?" one general asked. "He lives," the queen replied. "My prisoner." Chains of glowing energy wrapped around Ryan's arms and legs. He fell to his knees, alive, but captured, as he was dragged across the burning battlefield. He looked back one last time. The alien warrior queen stood alone among the dead, still watching him, still confused, still silently blushing beneath her armor. Ryan did not know why he had been spared. He did not know where he was being taken. And he did not know that his simple words had just changed the fate of two worlds forever. Ryan was dragged across cold metal floors. Bright alien lights cut into his eyes. The sound of distant engines shook the walls around him. The human outpost was gone now. Only fire and death remained behind him. Ahead of him waited the heart of the enemy empire. He was pushed into a dark chamber. Energy chains glowed around his arms and legs. The door closed with a heavy sound, and silence felt like a weight on his chest. Ryan sat on the cold floor alone. His heart still beat fast from the battlefield. He was alive, but he did not know for how long. Hours passed, maybe more. Time felt broken in this place. Then the shadows moved. The heavy door slid open slowly. Bright red light filled the room. A tall figure stepped inside. It was her, the alien warrior queen. She wore no helmet now. Her dark blue skin glowed under the light. Her eyes still burned like stars. But her blade was gone. Ryan tried to stand. The chains pulled him back to his knees. "You should have killed me," Ryan said quietly. It was not fear in his voice. It was confusion. The queen looked at him in silence. For a long moment, she said nothing. "No human speaks to me like you did," she finally said. "None live long enough." Ryan gave a weak smile. "Maybe I'm very bad at dying." For the first time, something strange touched her face. Not a smile, not anger, just a question she had never felt before. "Why did you speak those words?" she asked. Ryan looked up at her. "I was already dead in that moment," he said. "So I chose truth over fear." The queen turned away for a second, as if his words struck a place inside her that no blade ever had. Outside the chamber, alien generals gathered in rage. Their voices echoed through the walls. "He insults the throne. He weakens the army. He must die." The queen raised her hand. Their voices stopped at once. "He belongs to me," she commanded, "and no one touches what is mine." This decision shook the entire ship. Never before had a human been protected inside an alien warship. Later that cycle, the alarm screamed. Red lights flashed through the corridors. The ship came under attack. Human rescue ships had appeared from hyperspace. Lasers tore through space. Explosions lit up the darkness like a new sun. Ryan felt the ship shake violently. Metal screamed. Energy fields failed. The queen stormed into the chamber. Her armor now covered in battle light. Her blade burned again in her hand. "The humans come for you," she said. "You will die either way." Ryan looked at her. "Then why are you still here?" he asked. The ship was hit again. The floor cracked beneath them. For a brief moment, the queen hesitated, and in that moment, the galaxy held its breath. She cut the chains around Ryan's arms with one fast strike. Not as an enemy, not as a ruler, but as something unknown. "Run," she said sharply. "If you live, remember this moment." Ryan stared at her in shock. "You are letting me go." "I do not know why," she replied. "And that is what scares me most." Before he could speak again, alien soldiers rushed toward the chamber. The queen turned and met them like a storm. Her blade moved like red lightning. The corridor filled with fire and screams. Ryan ran through smoke and broken lights, through alien halls and shattered gates, through chaos and death. Behind him, the alien warrior queen fought alone against her own army to protect his escape. As Ryan reached the escape pods, the ship shook one final time. A massive explosion tore through its core. Light swallowed the stars. Ryan launched into space. Alone, broken, alive, from the darkness outside the burning ship. He whispered one truth to himself. The deadliest alien in the galaxy had chosen him over her empire, and nothing would ever be the same again. Ryan's escape pod fell through space like a dying star. Fire burned around its metal skin. Warning lights screamed inside the small cage of steel. Inside the pod, Ryan was bleeding, shaking, breathing hard. His mind replayed only one image again and again. The alien warrior queen standing alone in fire, fighting her own army so he could live. The pod crashed onto the surface of a broken moon. Metal screamed, rock exploded, and silence followed. Ryan pulled himself from the wreckage. Weak but alive, the sky above him was dark purple. Lightning moved inside strange clouds. He was safe for now, but the galaxy was hunting him. Far away, inside the alien warship ruins, the queen still lived, badly wounded, surrounded by her own soldiers, surrounded by betrayal. Alien generals dragged her from the smoke, her armor broken, her blood glowing on the floor. "You let the human escape," one general roared. "You betrayed the Empire." The queen said nothing, but her eyes burned brighter than ever. They chained her, the same way Ryan had been chained, and took her deep into the black heart of the alien capital. She was thrown into a silent prison made of living metal, a prison no one had ever escaped. For the first time in her life, the great warrior queen was alone. In the darkness, she touched the place where Ryan had once looked at her without fear, without worship, without hate. She remembered his voice. "You are beautiful." That single sentence echoed inside her mind like a weapon, stronger than any blade. Days passed, or maybe weeks. Time had no meaning in the prison. Then the shadows moved again. The prison doors opened silently. A tall alien figure stepped inside, wrapped in gold armor, with eyes cold as empty space. The alien emperor, ruler of 1,000 conquered worlds. "You have grown weak," the emperor said calmly. "You chose a human over your species." The queen lifted her broken body. "I chose a truth they never taught me," she replied. The emperor studied her. "Humans feel small to us," he said, "but their hearts burn dangerous." He leaned closer. "If that human still lives, he will become a symbol." Meanwhile, on the broken moon, Ryan repaired a damaged human beacon. His hands shook as he worked. Fear and guilt battled inside his chest. He had escaped, but she was captured because of him. The beacon finally came alive. A weak human signal flew into space. Within hours, a secret human ship answered. Small, fast, and silent. Ryan was pulled inside by human soldiers, shocked to see him alive. "You were declared dead," one officer said. "You became a ghost." Ryan looked at the stars through the ship window. "She saved me," he whispered. "Now I have to save her." Back in the alien capital, the Emperor made his final decision. "Prepare the public execution," he ordered. "Let the galaxy watch what happens to traitors." The Queen was dragged through endless halls of alien citizens. Warriors, workers, soldiers, all staring at her in silence. She did not lower her head. On massive screens across space, the image of the chained queen appeared. The galaxy watched in shock, and on a human command ship far away, Ryan saw her face on the screen. Chained, wounded but unbroken. His heart stopped. His blood turned cold. "She's going to die because of me," he said. The human commanders looked at each other in silence. Then one of them spoke softly. "Then this war just changed." Ryan clenched his fists. Fear left his eyes. Purpose took its place. The warrior queen had saved one human. Now one human would challenge an empire for her. The human war room was silent. Giant screens showed the image of the chained alien warrior queen, standing tall before thousands of her own people, waiting for death. Ryan stood in the center of the room, his fists tight, his eyes burning. "She saved my life," he said, "and now she will die alone if we do nothing." The human commanders argued in low voices. "This could start a full war. We are not ready. It is a trap." Ryan stepped forward. "War already started the day they burned our base," he said. "This is no longer about one alien. It is about who we choose to be." Silence filled the room again. Then the oldest commander spoke. "Prepare the strike team," he said. "We go now." Across human space, ships began to move. Fast attack fighters, stealth rescue ships, heavy battle cruisers. The rescue mission was born in secret. Far away, in the alien capital, the execution stage was being built. a massive platform of black metal, floating above the city like a symbol of fear. Millions of aliens gathered to watch. Screens across the galaxy showed only one image: the fallen queen in chains. Inside her prison chamber, guards dragged her to her feet. Her armor was gone, her wounds still fresh. Yet she walked with pride, not as a prisoner, but as a warrior ready to face her fate. High above the capital, human ships slipped out of hyperspace without sound, hidden by stealth fields, invisible to alien eyes. Ryan sat inside the lead rescue ship, his hands shaking, his heart ready to break. "This is your last chance to turn back," a pilot warned. Ryan did not look away from the screen. "I already turned back once," he said. "I will not do it again." The execution ceremony began. The alien emperor appeared in gold armor. His voice echoed across the city and space beyond. "She betrayed our strength. She weakened our empire. She chose a human over her people." The crowd remained silent. The queen was forced to kneel. Her chains pulled her down. At that exact moment, human ships attacked. Space exploded with fire. Laser beams cut through the dark. Human fighters crashed into alien defense lines. Explosions lit the sky above the capital. Shock spread through the alien crowd. Alarm sirens screamed. Guards rushed in panic. Ryan's rescue ship dropped straight toward the execution platform. Under heavy fire, shield after shield failed. The landing door burst open. Human soldiers stormed out in a wave of steel and light, fighting through alien guards with desperation and rage. Ryan ran through smoke and fire. Bullets and energy blasts passed by him. He did not stop. He did not look back. On the platform, the execution blade was raised above the queen. Ryan shouted her name as loud as his lungs would allow. His voice cut through fire and fear. The queen lifted her head. Her eyes met his across chaos and death. Shock flashed across her face, followed by something stronger: hope. The execution blade fell. At the same moment, a human sniper shot through space. The blade shattered in midair. The platform erupted into full battle. Soldiers fought on every side. Aliens, humans, fire, and falling bodies. Ryan reached the queen, cut the energy chains from her arms. "You came," she said in disbelief. "You came for me." "I promised myself I would," Ryan replied. Before they could move, the sky above them cracked open. The alien emperor descended in a storm of dark energy, landing between them like a god of war. "So this is the human," the emperor said calmly. "The one who broke my greatest weapon." The queen stepped in front of Ryan without thinking. Her body still weak, but her will unbroken. "If you want him," she said, "you go through me." The planet shook as the emperor's power filled the air, and the final battle between duty, love, and two worlds began. The alien emperor raised his hand. Dark energy swirled around his body. The air twisted like it was being crushed. Ryan felt his chest tighten. The weight of the emperor's power pushed him toward the ground. His knees almost failed. The queen stepped forward, weak but unbroken, her wounded body shaking, but her eyes burning with fire. "You will not touch him," she said, her voice calm but deadly. The emperor looked at her with cold surprise. "You were made to destroy," he said, "not to protect." She answered without fear. "I was made to choose." The emperor moved in a flash, faster than sound. His dark blade struck toward her heart. Ryan acted without thinking. He pushed her aside. The blade cut across his shoulder instead. Blood sprayed across the black metal stage. The queen screamed his name. Her fear broke free for the first time. Human and alien soldiers clashed around them. Fire filled the sky. Ships fell from space like burning stars. The emperor turned his cold eyes to Ryan. "So fragile," he said, "and yet you broke her." The queen rose with a cry of rage. Her blade returned to her hand as if called by her soul. She struck the emperor with all her strength. The impact shattered the stage beneath them. The three of them fell through fire and smoke, crashing into the lower city far below. They hit hard among broken towers and burning streets. Dust and flame rose like a storm. The Emperor stood first, untouched by the fall, power rolling from his body like heat. The Queen struggled to her feet. Ryan stood beside her, bleeding but still standing. "You should have ruled beside me," the Emperor said to her. "Instead, you chose death." She answered softly, "I chose life." The Emperor attacked again. His strikes broke buildings. His power split the ground. The Queen fought with all she had left. Each movement slow, each strike heavy with pain. Ryan fired his last energy rifle. The shots did nothing but distract the Emperor. Still, 1 second of delay was enough. Human rescue ships broke through the smoke above the city. Ropes of light dropped from the sky. Human soldiers shouted for them to jump. The Queen looked at Ryan. "I cannot win this fight," she said. "But you must live." Ryan shook his head. "I will not leave you again." The Emperor charged for the final strike, dark fire forming around his hands. The Queen made her choice. She grabbed Ryan and leaped into the falling light ropes. At the same time, human ships pulled them upward with full power. The Emperor's blast struck the ground beneath them. The entire city shook. A wave of fire followed their escape only meters behind. They vanished into the sky, leaving the Emperor screaming in rage below. Inside the rescue ship, Ryan collapsed to the floor from blood loss. The Queen knelt beside him, her hands trembling as she pressed on his wound. "Stay with me," she whispered. Fear filled her voice at last. Ryan forced a weak smile. "Looks like you saved me again," he said. Medical lights filled the cabin. Human doctors rushed in, pulling Ryan away for treatment. The Queen stood alone in the ship, surrounded by humans who once called her monster. Now they looked at her with shock and respect. One of the commanders stepped forward slowly. "You are safe here," he said. "For now." She looked out into space through the glass wall, the alien capital burning behind them in the distance. She had saved one human. Now she had lost her empire, her home, and her people. On that day, the galaxy declared her a traitor. Both alien and human worlds marked her as an enemy. Enemies of both worlds, bound by one choice and one heartbeat. And far below, in the burning city, the alien emperor lifted his eyes to the stars, his voice shaking with hate. "Run while you can," he whispered. "The war for Earth has already begun." Earth's sky was calm for the last time. Blue clouds moved slowly above peaceful cities. People walked without fear. Children laughed without knowing the storm was coming. Far beyond the edge of the solar system, space cracked open like broken glass. Hundreds of alien warships poured through, dark, massive, and endless. The invasion of Earth had begun. Warning alarms screamed across every human base. Satellites vanished in fire. Defense stations exploded one after another. On the human command ship, Ryan stood beside the alien warrior queen. His arm was still wrapped in white bandages. Her armor was repaired, but her eyes were heavier than before. "They are here," a commander said with a trembling voice. "All defense lines are falling." The queen closed her eyes for one short moment. "I taught them how to wage war," she said quietly, "and now my world will pay the price." The first alien blast struck Earth's moon. A massive shockwave rippled through space. Human ships rushed forward like desperate insects. Laser fire filled the dark. The sky above Earth turned red with falling ships, both human and alien burning in silence. In one city below, buildings collapsed like paper. People ran in terror through smoke and fire. The world was ending around them. Ryan watched through the main screen, his hands trembling. "That is my home," he whispered. The queen stepped beside him. "So is it mine now," she said softly. Human fighters were overwhelmed. Every victory cost 10 lives. Every stand ended in retreat. Then the alien emperor appeared, his personal warship larger than a mountain. His power filled space like a dark storm. "This world will fall." His voice echoed across open space. "Just like all the others." The queen stepped forward into the broadcast range. Her image appeared across alien and human ships alike. "You taught me to destroy," she said, "but a human taught me to protect. And today I fight for both worlds." The Emperor laughed. "There is no place for you anymore." "There is," she replied. By his side, Ryan moved to the control platform. His voice joined hers across the war channels. "You call us weak," he said, "but we never stop standing back up. And today you face all of us." In that moment, hidden human fleets revealed themselves from deep space. Thousands of ships that were never on any map. Humanity's last secret weapon. The battlefield exploded in pure chaos. Ships crashed into each other like falling stars. Missiles tore through space. Energy shields shattered. The Queen took command of the human fleet with sharp orders. Her battle mind burned brighter than ever. Human pilots followed her voice without hesitation. For the first time, humans and aliens fought side by side as one army. Ryan flew in a small attack ship near the front line, dodging fire, shooting down enemy fighters. His fear slowly turned into fire. The Emperor watched from his massive ship, his rage building like a storm. "She will fall," he growled. "Bring me her head." A giant alien war beast was released into space. Half machine, half monster. It cut through human ships like shadows through light. The Queen saw it coming. "That creature is mine," she said, before anyone could stop her. Her ship launched straight toward it. Ryan saw her ship disappear into the dark. His heart stopped. "Do not do this alone," he shouted. The beast wrapped its claws around her ship, slowly crushing it. Warning lights exploded across Ryan's screen. Then the signal went silent. The battlefield froze for one breath. Ryan's hand shook. His voice vanished in his throat. The alien warrior queen was lost in the heart of the enemy storm, and the war for Earth entered its darkest hour. The battlefield above Earth was almost silent. Burning ships drifted like dead stars. Human fighters struggled to hold the remaining line. Fear spread through every signal channel. Ryan's ship floated in the dark, frozen in shock after losing the Queen's signal. His chest felt hollow, like his heart had fallen into space. "She cannot be gone," he whispered, not as a soldier, but as a human who still believed. Then deep inside the enemy's storm, something moved. A weak signal returned for one brief second. Cracked, broken, but alive. Ryan locked onto it instantly. "There," he shouted. "She is alive." Without permission, without backup, Ryan pushed his small fighter straight into the heart of the storm. Through fire, through debris, through death. Inside the crushed remains of the Queen's ship, she was still breathing, her armor shattered, her body broken, but her eyes still burning. The giant war beast loomed above her like a living nightmare, its metal claws ready for the final strike. The alien emperor's voice echoed across all channels. "You still stand," he said. "Then I will crush you myself." His massive warship descended like a falling world, power gathering at its core, enough to erase Earth in one blast. Ryan's fighter burst through smoke and shadow, slamming into the beast with full speed. The impact shattered its control core. The monster screamed through metal and fire, then broke apart in silent explosion. Ryan's ship spiraled out of control, burning, falling, dying. The Queen watched in horror. "Foolish human," she whispered, then forced her broken body forward through pain and fire. She leaped from the wreckage into open space, grabbing Ryan's failing ship with her last strength, dragging it clear of the blast zone. They tumbled together into the dark, two broken warriors holding onto each other. Alive, barely. The Emperor roared in rage. "So this is your strength," he shouted. "Sacrifice without reason." The Queen turned to face him through open space, blood glowing from her wounds. "No," she replied. "This is choice." She opened every channel across the galaxy. Her image spread to every world, human and alien alike. "I was made to destroy," she said. "I was taught to kill without question. But one human showed me that life has another path. And now I choose that path." The alien emperor charged his final weapon. Dark energy twisted like a black sun. Ryan's voice joined hers across the stars. "We are small," he said. "We are weak, but we do not kneel forever. And today you will fall. With the last of humanity's hidden power, every remaining human ship fired together. A storm of light unlike anything before. The queen poured her life force into one final strike. Her blade turned white with pure energy. She flew straight into the heart of the Emperor's attack. Light swallowed space. Time seemed to stop. The galaxy held its breath. When the fire faded, the Emperor's warship was gone. His power erased. His reign ended. The queen fell through open space. Silent. Still, Ryan caught her in free fall, pulling her into his damaged ship, shaking, praying, begging for life to return to her eyes. For one terrifying moment, nothing happened, and she breathed. Weak, but alive, the battle ended. Alien fleets retreated without their ruler. Human ships stood in shocked silence. Earth was saved, not by weapons, but by one impossible bond. Days later, on a neutral world between stars, humans and aliens stood together for the first time without guns raised. The queen stood beside Ryan, no longer a ruler of war, but a symbol of change. The galaxy would remember this day forever. The day a human complement became the spark of peace. The day enemies became allies. The day two worlds chose a different future. And it all began with one simple truth spoken on a battlefield. You are beautiful,